Back. Welcome back to your class with your student, the counselor, Mr. James Horton. This evening topic is going to be on a subject called domestic projects. The domestic projects. There are projects that are set in place to divide and conquer. There are projects set in place to deprive one of many benefits that other people have. There are projects set in place due to racism amongst people and depriving people and families of to have a whole life and a complete life and a financial stable life. So we're going to be addressing a topic again called the domestic projects, right? Takes me back when I stayed in the projects. All right. The definition of project is an individual or a collaborative and enterprise of individuals that carefully plan and research data to complete their purpose. Relationship domestic projects have some people looking and searching for broken relationship partners to make into projects for themselves. Some of us and many of us on the we tip, we go into looking for victims. We go into I'm going to change your life. We go into I'm going to rebuild you up. I mean, we sell a good line and we sell a good story. But the story is not always a true story. And most of the time, it's just a lot of talk and some unhealthy actions that we take on someone else, right? When we make somebody our project. You know, many times we make someone believe that we're God, even, you know, and allow them to, or get them to put their guards down so we can make the move that we want to make and say, hey, you would look better in this kind of dress. You would look better in these kind of shoes. You would look better wearing no clothes and just some underwear. You would look better. And so those kind of things, making people a domestic project, again, is the topic, right? Okay. It says, number one, in most relationships, you're known to involve yourself in. Are you known, are your partners your domestic projects, or are you your partner's domestic project? In most relationships, who's the project? You or them, right? Number two, in your initiation stage of meeting and greeting new relationship partners that involve presenting your resume, involve you presenting your resume to those partners, does your resume say you're looking for a project to build on, or does it say you're looking for a project to build on you, right? Sometimes we build it on somebody's back, and then sometimes we're trying to get somebody to build on us. Because, you know, like, I mean, I don't feel like going to work. You know, I mean, if I can get somebody working to get me together and working to, and all I got to do is not really go with it. You know, everything they try to do, you know, I make it hard on them. They're like, wow, well, maybe I can spend a little bit more money, you know, and maybe he'll change if I just keep giving more money. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a con too within the project, you know, resisting, you know, so they will always have to be there to fix you and make you a project, right? Make you their project. Number three, when it comes to being and getting in certain positions in life, do you have a history of being someone's domestic project or sending others on domestic projects, right? When you're getting in, it says, When it comes to being and getting in certain positions in life, do you have a history of being someone else's domestic project or sending others on domestic projects? Sometimes we send people, we say. Sometimes we're able to send people on errands, go to the store for me, go to Walmart, go buy me a new TV. We're able to tell people to go do certain things. We are even able to tell people to pick up behind us. But there are other times when someone is telling us what to do, as though they have made us their project, right? Um, Number 4, when it comes to you making your life into a domestic project, are you known to stop before you finish or finish before you get started? Right? I mean, I always said I wanted to go to school. I've been saying this for many years. You know, every time I go sign up for school, I never go back the next day. I spend all day filling out paperwork, telling myself I'm going to go in there and do this thing. I'm going to get my high school diploma. And that was at 17 years old. I was going to do that. And it didn't happen until I was 37, right? So, again, when it comes to you making your life into a domestic project, are you known to stop before you finish or finish before you get started? Okay, we're going to move on. Number 5. When it comes to you being a domestic project, living and behaving like a domestic project, is your project a good times project you've been stuck in, like James, Florida, JJ, and Thelma, Michael and Thelma, a project you cannot get out, and even the Evans family couldn't get out. I mean, is that the kind of project you've been stuck in, right? You know, some people can't get out the projects, man. It's been generation after generation, just welfare, food stamps. I mean, nothing wrong with them, man. I'm looking, I'm hoping somebody bring me some, put some extras on mine this month. But it's been generation after generation stuck in the project. Good Times, the show was a very wonderful show, very effective even in many ways because, it wasn't all the way a hope shot. I mean, sure, it was a love shot because there was a lot of love within the project of that home, but they never got out. We never heard a hero story. We never heard a helicopter flew over their house and just dropped the Evans family a big old bag of money where they can buy their own little mansion. They own this, they own that, and even bring some people out of the ghetto and let them move in their 18-room house that they just bought. I mean, that just never happened, right? And some of us have been living in a lifestyle of a domestic project, right? Somebody else's project taking place on you, whether you are out in the streets selling drugs, where you hustling this and hustling that, whether you are, getting spreads. I mean, all these kind of these things that's going to also have you locked into the other part of the project, which is prison, which is death, right? Not even knowing what you're doing. You're telling yourself you thought of all this, but the project had thought about you before you thought about it. It was already designed. And so we often don't really realize what's going on around us in our world, right? Okay. So, number 6, as you look over your life and accept what it is to be someone's domestic project, do you feel your life has been a life of projections or a life of rejections? Do you feel your life has been... Projection is projecting that it's going to be something. Projection can be, I know it's going to go all bad. Projection is like, I'm going to prison for this. right? Projection can be also very positive, but it's just mostly a projection. It's a view of what things could be, right? Then you can find yourself going into those things many times and getting rejected, right? Oh, I can't hire you. Oh, you've been to prison. Oh no, I can't hire you. And you know, rejection is something else. It's a powerful tool too, right? It's a tool to say, hey, I'm giving up. Hey, I'm not going to play fair. Hey, I'm not going to go and just put 8 hours or 40 hours a week into a job. I'm going to get some money right now. I'm going to go to robbery. I'm going to go to this and go to that, right? So watch out for rejection. Don't be fooled, right? And don't go out there and just throw your life in the gutter. Don't do it, right? It's not worth it. Number 7, domestic rejection. When it comes to you using and abusing drugs and alcohol, do you use to live or do you live to use? Do you use to live? Do you use to keep yourself living? Or what? So, um, you know, that's what you need to think about. Okay, we're gonna go to the last one. We're gonna close this out. Domestic project. Are most of your projects good or bad projects? Planned and calculated projects that usually have a healthy, profitable outcome. Domestic project. Are most of your projects good or bad projects? Planned and calculated projects that usually have a healthy, profitable outcome. Right? Now, this should be something that's part of your project. If you're gonna lay out a project, don't have a lose-lose project. Don't plan to lose, plan to win, right? Because if you don't plan to win, man, it's gonna be all bad, right? You gotta look at what this is, man. What are all the reasons why your plan should work, your project should work? Think about it, man. Think about it, man.